Thank you for joining us here at United Way of Southern Nevada. First, I'd like to thank the media for joining me and our partners in this happy or good news announcement. I want to point out that I appreciate the fact that the media is in fact practicing social distancing, as are my fellow partners behind me and our council, Clark County Commissioner. I am Kyle Ron, President and CEO of United Way of Southern Nevada, and today I have some good news to share with you, and we all need a little good news. United Way of Southern Nevada is launching today the UWSN Emergency Assistance and Crisis Fund to assist those who've been impacted by COVID-19. You may donate today and going forward on our website, uwsn.org/donate, or text UWSN Fund 313131. This fund is made possible through the support of our partners, and I'm joined by them today. NV Energy, Mr. Tony Sanchez, Executive Vice President of Business Development and External Relations. The Wells Fargo Foundation, Mr. Brian Formisano, Region Bank President of Wells Fargo in Southern Nevada, and Bank of America. United Way of Southern Nevada has had 30-plus years experience in allocating and managing emergency funds through FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program with our vetted community organizations. Our Emergency Food and Shelter Program mechanism is most effective and ensures all donated funds are distributed to the needs resulting from the COVID-19 virus in this state of emergency. Yesterday, as President and CEO of United Way of Southern Nevada, we convened Southern Nevada's government and nonprofit sector leaders to begin creating a consolidated plan to respond effectively as a community. United Way of Southern Nevada is leading this effort by creating an asset map of all entities who are providing resources and assist in identifying gaps in service. Next steps, we are continuing to convene, design coordination and care between government agencies and the nonprofit sector, which is essential to our community. In addition, United Way of Southern Nevada is providing necessary information and resources to deploy the Valley's nonprofit sector workforce and volunteers to support wraparound services while keeping employees and volunteers safe. For up-to-date information, and as you know, it changes very rapidly, resources or to donate to the United Way of Southern Nevada Emergency Assistance and Crisis Fund, please visit uwsn.org/donate or text UWSN Fund 313131. Thank you for your attention, your time, and we look forward to helping our phenomenal community. Next, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tony Sanchez with NV Energy. He is Executive Vice President of Business Development and External Relations. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. I'd like to thank Kyle and her staff at the United Way for putting this event together with the announcement of the United Way of Southern Nevada Emergency Assistance and Community Needs Funds. We want our customers at NV Energy and our NV Energy Foundation to understand that we are with them at this very difficult time. Whether it was last year's announcement that we would be curtailing disconnects for non-payment of bills during this incredible tough time for all Nevadans, and that we would not be charging late fees or anything else associated with late payments, to this morning's announcement that our NV Energy Foundation is dedicating $1 million to energy assistance for low-income and those impacted by the crisis, as well as to the United Way, this Community Needs Fund, as well as to a number of food and food banks and others throughout the state of Nevada. Those include 3 Square, the Northern Nevada Food Bank, Catholic Charities North and South, Communities and Schools, and several others. And we'll be working closely with United Way as we always have, and as our employees instruct that this is what they want their company to be doing in this community, and it's important for us to do. I'd like to thank the leadership of the United Way. It's an honor to join Wells Fargo here as well this morning, as well as County Commissioner Justin Jones. We appreciate the leadership of the Clark County Commission, as well as Governor Steve Sisolak, and we will be closely monitoring all developments as this moves forward, and we need our customers to know that we're going to be here for you. So thank you, and I'll turn it over now to Wells Fargo.
Well, thank you very much for that. I'm Brian Formasano, Region Bank President here in Southern Nevada. And I gotta say, on behalf of all the team members here in Las Vegas, extremely honored to be here today to be able to participate and to support. Wells Fargo has a long tradition. Stop now. I know this is unprecedented times, and all of us are working very hard to work together to help all of us in this community. Wells Fargo recognizes the seriousness of the concerns felt by our customers, our employees, and our communities with the coronavirus COVID-19. And as we navigate through the uncharted waters and evolving situation that we're all dealing with, we know one thing. We need to support each other right now more than ever, which is why we're donating $150 and Community Needs Fund to support their efforts in aiding public health relief and local businesses and individuals experiencing hardship. With the help of other organizations, we're proud to be part of this community and the action plan to be able to assist those infected and impacted by COVID-19. Today's grant to the United Way of Southern Nevada is part of Wells Fargo's recent $6.25 million commitment in donations to support the domestic and global responses of COVID-19. We all need to keep working together and supporting each other through this unprecedented time. Our thoughts are with everyone affected by the coronavirus. And again, one last time, on behalf of all of the team members here in Southern Nevada, we're just honored to be able to be open, remain open, and support all those that are in need. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it now over to you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here and for practicing social distancing. This morning, our County Commission Chair, Marilyn Kirkpatrick, had a Facebook forum with a lot of our thousands of county employees who are trying to understand what's going on right now in addressing the COVID-19 outbreak. And I was very heartened as we watched the comments roll up from the Facebook Live of our own employees who are really stepping up to the plate and volunteering to help the community. After the 1 October shooting, our community came together, our government agencies from top to bottom, with our nonprofit partners and our private partners, to be Vegas strong and pull us out of what was a very challenging time. And I think that's really what we need right now, is for our community to come together and step up to the plate and show that we are Vegas strong, so that we can all get through this difficult time together. I had the chance to serve on the United Way of Southern Nevada board a few years ago. I know that there is no organization who is better suited to exactly what they announced today, to help us to address the issues that we're dealing with, but also to plan for the recovery. And that is what we are doing as Clark County and what we're doing collectively with our community and private partners. And so I appreciate NV Energy, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and the many others in our community who are working tirelessly day in and day out to help us all through this unprecedented event. And so I appreciate all of you being here. Clark County is working very tirelessly for our community, coordinating with the governor and with all other parties to make sure that we come together Vegas strong and continue forward. So thank you.
At this point, will address any questions the media might have. So the role of United Way, nationally and internationally, is to convene, give, volunteer, and advocate. And in the case of United Way of Southern Nevada, I chose to convene the nonprofit partners and government entities so that we could adequately map what's being addressed and what might not be. We had our first convening yesterday, and we will be doing so tomorrow again. I expect this to be very fluid and very active as things are changing quickly. United Way always stands in the center of the community, identifying the biggest challenges and convening partners to solve, come up with creative ideas, and that's exactly what we're doing. The FEMA support system that I shared with you, these are vetted community partners, many of which Mr. Sanchez mentioned and Brian mentioned. This is a system that we've used for 30 plus years here in Southern Nevada. It's done nationally through United Way as well. So we've identified providers of meals, shelter, rent and mortgage abatement and assistance, as well as other needs. But they are changing, and they will change. We've seen that in 48 hours, right? So that's what United Way does, and that is what your United Way does. And I can't encourage you enough to spread the word about this fund, because this is just the beginning. We know that we are social distancing. We have 30 days of being at home. People are going to need our help, and that's what we do at your United Way. Well, it's interesting. I think $1, $10, $4, any amount will help. And that is the important thing, is there's the expression of the widow's mite. That's what we're talking about, all the way to those who have the greatest. So I encourage everyone to give who can, and it will be deployed very, very quickly and expeditiously on behalf by United Way of Southern Nevada. It's a wonderful question. United Way of Southern Nevada, our partners that we deploy through, they have been vetted through a rigorous request for proposal, and in that they must report monthly on the money that's given to them, and they report statistics in how many people were helped, in which way. Was it meals, was it assistance, was it rent, keeping people from being foreclosed on, utility bills, meals. That all, we collect that data every month. So you can imagine if we have to report to FEMA how strenuous that is. So we have that clear transparency and accountability to our community, and I'm proud to say that that's what we do. At this point, I was asked that yesterday by a community leader, and because, as I shared with the nonprofit and government sectors yesterday on the call, this is unlike anything America has ever experienced. So it's very fluid. We don't know yet. The purpose of this fund is so that anybody and everybody can give and get it right back out there. So I would love to give you a data point, but I don't have one, and I'm not sure anyone else does yet. But if I get it, I'll sure give it to you. How they get access. We have community partners such as Safe Nest and Lutheran Social Services, and there's about 15 of them. So we don't actually hand the money out here. You work through our community partners. They're on our website at uwsn.org. They're all right there, and people can go and apply, and the money will be released as needs or come about, and as we raise money too. As quickly as possible. The minute the money is deposited, we're going public with this now, and as soon as the money is in the account, it will start being dispersed. We have someone, this is all they do. We also administer crisis funds for other companies and organizations as well. We know this is we have to be as quick and nimble as we possibly can to help those that are impacted by this. Probably by tomorrow, we'll be able to start releasing. I know that our phones have begun ringing this morning and emails. So this is our job right now, and we take it very seriously. And we're very proud to be able to support our community with partners like we have, and there'll be more. There's a couple more coming that we're not in a position to announce today, but it will be ongoing, and this fund will, I expect, to grow. In addition, there are other funds across the country being opened by United Ways for their community. There's one in Indianapolis, Central Indiana, and there's soon to be one in California. So this is a typical response by United Way for its community, standing in the center. I can't tell you how important that is. Previous to moving here, I lived in Washington, D.C. during the recession, and President Obama addressed us and explained the importance of the nonprofit sector to the community of Washington, D.C. So we are the social support system, so we have to be at the ready, and that's why we're convening an asset mapping. It's essential. Doesn't everybody like volunteers? Everybody does. We just have to keep them safe, sanitized, healthy, all the precautions taken and trained prior to deploying them out into the community. Which I was in conversations this morning with an organization that is trying to help us actually bring some medical professionals to help train volunteers to be deployed. As of now, it has 170,000. I have several million more coming. So it's going to grow. Please know this is not just today. And this fund will stay established for as long as need be. The average person needs to know that we have phenomenal nonprofit providers that we partner with, and that they go and get help, they will be given help as long as there's money, and that's why it's so critically important that people give to this fund at United Way, uwsn.org/donate, or UWSN Fund 313131, text that. So, that it? Do you have any questions of our partners? Sure, Commissioner.
Sure. As we talked about last week in our kickoff for the census is what determines how our state will receive its federal dollars over the next 10 years. And when it comes to this specific issue with the coronavirus, dollars were distributed by the CDC based on our population. And so it is critical that as we are staying home for the next 30 days, one great way to make sure that we're spending our time and making sure that when the next crisis comes, we get our allocation of dollars from the federal government is fill out your census form. I did it in 5 minutes for my family, and so I'd encourage you to make sure you get online and fill out your census form at 2020census.gov. So thank you for the question.
Thank you all very much. Thank you for joining us.